Welcome to the vlog. We are in the 20s. I am very excited. New year, new me. I guess that's what we all say. 2019 went better than I ever thought it could, and I'm hoping that my luck continues for 2020. Yeah, so I got a lot of awesome stuff planned for this year that's gonna be great. 2020. It's gonna be awesome.
So, everything didn't quite go the way I planned it, but who can blame me? Yes, my goals for 2020, I'd set up a ton of them. And that was my whole plan going forward, that every year I was going to make a video looking at all of the things I want to do in the upcoming year. And then at the end of the year, I planned on making this video where I talk about which of all of my goals I was able to accomplish. And I was prepared to make this video today to be like, well, it turns out I accomplished none of them, but who can blame me? But in looking back on that video, I actually accomplished more of the things on that list than I realized that I had. So I just thought I'd go back and sort of go promise by promise. These are promises, of course, I made to myself, little New Year's resolutions for stuff I wanted to do in the new year. We'll see if how many of those I actually was able to accomplish despite the crazy times that 2020 gave us.
The winner. Maybe I'll join a band. I'd really love to sing in a band. That was my thing way back in the day. So that's a goal for me. One of my goals is to join a band again at some point this year.
I was able to accomplish this one. I did, in fact, join a band. It wasn't quite the band I expected to join, but I'm having more fun than I ever could have imagined as Paul Stanley in BC's premier Kiss tribute band, Alive and Kissin'. No, really, I'm having a whole bunch of fun. We did a live stream concert that, despite the technical snafus, was a lot of fun. Our original plan was to get back into the recording studio to do a sort of follow-up thing for the fine people who paid money to come, to not come see us, but to see us over the internet. And then, of course, the internet thing didn't go quite so well, so we wanted to give them something extra, but we just haven't been able to get back and do it on account of the quarantine, which is still ongoing in BC, but we still plan on doing a whole bunch more stuff. We have tons of plans for 2021, depending on how this year shapes out.
I performed like 75 shows or so, gigs of various capacities in 2019. My goal in 2020 is to do at least 100.
Of course, I wasn't able to do that. That one, whatever. Some things happened in the world and I wasn't able to do that. I just did some browsing on my own website, grahamstrangmusic.com, to figure out my final total for paid gigs in 2020, and I performed a grand total of 21. I fell just short of accomplishing a quarter of my goal, but I mean, the only reason I brought up that statistic was just to sort of demonstrate what this year has done. I was just very curious about that. To be frank, I'm actually kind of impressed with myself that I played 21 gigs. Now, I really performed more than that. For a long time, I was doing weekly live stream gigs just from my house, but I was only counting actual paid gigs that I was commissioned to do. And hey, for a year that feels like an absolute write-off, 21 gigs ain't too bad. I think of it this way: 3 years ago, I would have been really stoked to play 21 gigs in a year. So I just got to look at the positive side of that one.
I look forward to meeting a lot of new people in my various travels this coming year.
This year was not a total write-off for being on the road. Back in September, I did about a week and a half of touring with Etienne Siu and with Holly, who just showed up for the ride. And we were able to meet a whole bunch of new people, and we were able to have a really fun and awesome experience. It was a far smaller experience than the many wonderful touring experiences I got to have in 2019, but the fact that I was able to go out and do anything at all during, a nice little lull in COVID cases in BC was really wonderful. There were many times when it didn't look like that tour was going to happen, but we were able to do it, and it felt really good. So even though we barely did any touring gigs at all this year, I am determining that a win.
On April 20th, I leave Vancouver and ride the rails for 4 days out east to Toronto, Ontario.
Now that's perhaps the saddest one of all. That was supposed to be a really fun journey that was going to take place in April and May. It eventually got postponed to October, which eventually got postponed indefinitely. But unless something happens and Via Rail decides to permanently cancel that project, as long as they still have a plan to do that at any point, I should be near the top of the list to get out and do that. When they suspended that project in March, obviously, due to COVID, I was just a month away from leaving. And they assured me that I have pretty much first dibs at selecting dates if and when they get that program back up and running. Maybe I'll get to do that in 2021, maybe I won't, but I still see that as something that is on my horizon, even if there is no definite time for it.
Not to mention one more goal, and that's to do way more destination vlogs. I've got a couple planned.
Aside from my wonderful tour back in September, I didn't get to do a lot of traveling this year, obviously. It's such a shame because when the world shut down, I actually had so many plans for places to visit. One of them I actually got to. Oh, this is such a shame. This is probably the biggest shame of 2020, aside from the whole pandemic thing. But I'll never forget this day. It was March 12th, okay? I knew about that there was this coronavirus thing, but I was one of those people. I was like, it's not a big deal. There's always all these scares about pandemics and stuff. It's going to turn into nothing. I went to Fort Langley to film a video, and I went down there. I filmed a really cool video in and around town, and after that I decided to just go to a local antique store and just check out some cool stuff there. I wound up buying this old school Billboard magazine from 1977, which is my favorite year in music history, and I was pretty stoked, and I filmed that, and then I got home. Ooh, look at this sweet Bonnie Raitt ad on the back cover. Anyway, another important part to this story is that I had just gotten a GoPro for either my birthday or Christmas, and at the beginning of this year I started to film vlogs in sweet 4K. That was a very brief thing because when I was at that antique store in Fort Langley, I accidentally left the store without the GoPro for like 10 seconds. I noticed my mistake, I went back in and it was gone, so either I put it somewhere so stupid that I myself lost it, or, and I think this is the most likely of cases because I'm pretty sure I know where I left it, it was stolen. And the day was made a million times worse because I came home and just like opened up my computer and the whole world was just in chaos because in the like 5 or 6 hours that I was out filming that vlog, which I was never able to actually upload, it's a shame that I lost that vlog. That was a really fun experience. So I remember just coming home and leafing through. I read through this Billboard magazine because it was me finding this Billboard magazine was the only good thing to happen on that one of the worst days for me in recent memory. The day that not only did COVID shut down the entire world, but the last fun adventure I was able to do was also deleted on account of the theft of my GoPro. Thanks, whoever stole my GoPro. You're not a jerk at all. Anyway, that's just a long-winded story to talk about how I didn't get to do a lot of location shoots this year. I did get to drive around Maple Ridge and film some historic locations here in town. That became my most successful video of the year, by the way, at just over 500 views. Thank you to everybody who watched that. That got featured in the local paper, too. That was really awesome. And then I did a similar video going around Pitt Meadows. But yeah, not too many destination vlogs, but I think you guys can forgive me for that. There'll be a lot more whenever I'm allowed to do that sort of thing again. You understand. And then there were a couple of other just fun things that happened this year that I'd like to talk about. Technically, I played my first gig for an Ontario audience. I had a couple of senior centers booked for gigs in Ontario for while I was going to be over there. And one of them, instead of canceling the gig outright, just transferred it to a digital virtual event over my phone. And so I was able to perform for Senior Center auditorium in Ontario, just with, I guess my face must have been on a TV at that senior center. So technically, even though I was right here in this room, I was able to do a performance for an Ontario audience. So that's pretty darn cool. In the early months of this year, before COVID shut everything down, I was actually able to perform more local gigs than I ever had before. I'd partnered up with Trevor McDonald of the Great Trevor McDonald Entertainment, and he was able to book me in many new rooms, including the amazing casino right here in town a few blocks from my house. That was definitely a big goal for me because that's a large-scale room. They've got a big neon sign out front that displayed my name. That was really awesome. I was really thrilled to play there. Played a bunch of new venues in Chilliwack and was just really able to supplement my live concert calendar. So hopefully as venues open back up, I'll be better off for that. And yeah, it was also, I played in Squamish this year. Technically, I played in Brackendale. At the Wonderful Watershed Grill. That was a new market I'd never played in before. That was cool. And also, I'm proud to say that I've expanded this vlog somewhat. Still a small-time vlog as of right now. At the time I'm filming this, I have 96 subscribers, which is very exciting to me, partially because I'm only 4 subscribers away from that sweet, sweet custom URL. So please subscribe to this channel because I would really like that sweet, sweet custom URL, and I'm so close. And I've noticed my view counts are really going up. Not just in my new videos, but people are checking out my older content more and more. Now, if you look at my view counts, sure, I'm by no means a big successful YouTube guy or anything. I don't have anywhere close to like the subscriber count to be able to even monetize the channel. But I just want to show you, like, here's some of the view counts on my videos that I was making roughly a year ago. And here's like view totals on my videos right now. And there's a select few videos as well from that I made last year that didn't get a ton of views. And then I just looked back at them in preparation for this video and was like, wow, people are really watching these. It's really exciting. Just looking at my sweet, sweet analytics here, and I was able to find out that I did more than double my subscriber base this year. That's very exciting. I went from having 45 subscribers to having 96. So yes, again, I had 45 in 2019, 51 new ones in 2020. That's trending in the right direction, and that's what I like to see. That's great. So yeah, thank you all so much for being a part of this channel this year. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I promise I will do a lot more in 2021. I am not going to make any goals in terms of metrics for performances or anything for this coming year, as I have no idea. The world has no idea what this year is going to look like. All I do know is that I will remember this time forever. I will always remember this. We will all always remember what we did in 2020. And I will always remember the wonderful people that I got to meet this year. Thanks so much for watching my videos this year. Many more to come this coming year of 2021. Thanks so much for watching. Check out my description for a full list of where you can find my music, where it's sold or streamed online. I'm still so used to saying a full list of my upcoming concert dates, even though I haven't really had a list of concert dates down there in quite some time, but hopefully we'll get back to that soon. Like this video if you like what you saw, subscribe to this channel if you've been enjoying my videos, and ring the notification bell if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, which should be real soon. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you again with whatever my first video of 2021 shall be. See you soon.